Yo. So I've decided after blowing a couple of funded accounts, I had four of them, and I blew them. Okay, I mean, I blew them. I didn't hold myself accountable to risk. I was just being a little dopamine high junkie. And because of that, I'm kind of upset with myself because I know that I can trade. I know that I can get these payouts. I know that I can do all this. And the thing that holds me back from me is literally my own psychology. It's just going too big, doing too much too soon, and it's pretty frustrating. I'm not gonna lie to you. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna record the entire process of me trading, unedited, unscripted. I'm going to trade the entire day. I'm going to upload that process to YouTube, and this is going to be a 5x 50K combine from zero to funded. Full documentary, I guess. And this is the reason I'm doing this is to show myself that I can do it, because honestly, just getting smacked in the face like this over and over is starting to get kind of exhausting. The reason being is because, I mean, it's kind of obvious, bro. Like, I keep self-sabotaging my own progress in the market, not to mention that I've spent, like, kind of a lot of money just trading, like, to the tune of, like, 40K. Um, Not that that's, like, an issue for me, and I'm very blessed that, I have $40,000 just to fucking waste. But, it's still not a very good feeling to have that. So I would like to essentially prove to myself that I can do this and do it well. So that's what this challenge is going to be about. I'm just going to be trading how I normally trade, showing pretty much everything. And I'm not like some guru. I'm not going to sell a course or anything. Excuse me. But yeah. So we have 50K funded combines, all brand new. And today is day one. I did trade this morning and I did not do very well. So I'm back on the fresh combine set. It's kind of nice just to have like that like little reset, I guess you could say. Okay. So, yeah, the market's going short here. It's been very bearish all day. I had shorts up here, and then I got stopped out for break even. And then I just kind of walked away because I could feel myself getting a little pissed off. So we're going to see what we can do here, man. Might have an entry here. If I take 1L, I'll probably just leave the market. The market's pretty big right now. Like, this stop is 13 points. So I am going to have to leave if this is an L. But we'll see. I mean, well, I know that I'll have to leave if this is an L. So what I'm thinking is that we're just going to continue this downtrend here. I don't like how there's like very many, not overlaps, but volume imbalances. It just kind of susses me out. I trade like mainly ICT, by the way. Actually, hold on. We might want to swap this to longs here. Yeah, so that was a good dodge. Seeing that candle open right there was absolutely super suspicious. So, not a big fan of that. I'm not going to swap the bias yet. I am just going to continue with the trend. This kind of candle, I call these like sus candles. A lot of the times whenever they close, they just instantly run down again. You also are holding this overlap right here, right to the midpoint of it. So you could actually get like a really nice fill right here, and just down to the bottom is 2.34R. Once again, I have to be sure because I have a patience problem. You know, the market is really about just being present and just existing, bro. Like, not forcing something that's unoptimal, being able to step away, etc. But right here is that short I was talking about right off the clothes. You could take that, but like I said, I want to take something very high probability. With this sus wick on the 15-second, I would say that that probably was a very high probable trade off the close. Didn't take it though, and that's okay because that's what I'm learning. I'm learning being able to not take things. However, in my model here, I do really like taking these order block retest on a 15-second if it'll give it to me. Sometimes it does not give it to me, but basically the idea is stop loss up here, filled on the midpoint of the order block in the range. It doesn't look like that we're actually going to get a fill here on that though. Pardon the cough. So it's okay. I actually love these volume imbalances down here at the bottom. I don't like that there's no wick on top of this candle though. So we're going to have to either wait for a wick to print here, which it looks like it might, and then we could take something down here. So right there's the print. Now I'm just going to wait for a rejection off of this. Here's the midpoint. We would have gotten filled on the midpoint, would have instantly went break even there. However, I'm okay taking something a little less optimal. But yeah, I'm a very break even trader. Like whenever I get the presented break even, I take it. So this actually looks like that this could theoretically go pretty bullish here. What is the low? 36 and 28. So we might be flipping around here. I am just going to go ahead and put my order on here. My new stop is going to be the top of this candle. Once again, hopefully we just get wicked in. Playing a continuation here. And like I said, this could be an L. This is a pretty good 3-candle roll. So we are filled there. We're going to go ahead and go break even now. And it's looking like we're probably going to get break even since we didn't aggressively break down there. So that's one break even on the session. I might honestly try this one more time. I kind of like how this is setting up here on a 15-second. I don't think that I will get filled, however. But yeah. The goal is to snipe this super sus wick. So right there would have been the TP and it would have hit. Excuse me. Once again, sorry for the cough. But yeah, I would say that that was a good break even because this should have just started dumping off of this like retest here into this order block slow. Or sorry, this order block slow. So it's okay. We're just going to sit here and keep on waiting for the next presented opportunity. The bias is still short. I see no reason for this to come back up. And yeah. I will go ahead and mark this. So this could also be an entry right here. You take the long off of this. So it would be something like this. You would catch that retap right there, but it'd have to be on that 15-second, and we would have gotten break even. So we'll see. These little overlaps right here are super nice. However, I still think that this is a bearish market. So I'm still not really interested in anything bullish until it's shown to me. This overlap looks pretty good, honestly, if we can close above, which we are. So now I would be interested in putting an order here with a stop loss down here. And we might be getting murdered. So now I'm just going to go ahead and scale that to break even. I'll take a break even trade all day. So I am break even now on this position. and let's see what happens. Most likely this is going to be break even unless we can get above this in this candle and close. But yeah. There we go. There's the pop. Love that. So let's go ahead and trail underneath this candle. I don't really see a reason to come back down. And I'd like to lock in an R and some change anyways. So very aggressive wick up here. The fact that this is coming all the way back down kind of shows me that it might be a little weak. So I'm happy getting out of this with this bang right there. Quick little scalp there. So good little scalp. Once again, I don't like that I swapped my bias though. I don't think that swapping the bias off of like something like this is necessarily an optimal play. This looks kind of choppy to me. We're not really clearing highs. We're not really clearing lows. So now it's just kind of wait for that optimal bearish entry and go from there. Which honestly, it might be this right here, depending on if this candle flips down. So I love these little volume imbalance entries here, but this candle's kind of seeming a little bit bullish to me. I want to see it close below my entry. I like taking the retap into my entry like that. Oh, fuck. I can't drag my stop. And I took a break even there. So these candles are really big. With my risk only being 150, it's kind of difficult for me to get sized in a day where, you know, a decently sized candle is 234 ticks or 58.5 points. So I have to be very, very conservative on my break evens. Like I just have to go break even in order to stay profitable here. No wick candle up here, which kind of is indicating that we might be coming back to the bullish side. So the trade idea would be something like this. I'm going to go ahead and, well, we missed our opportunity, but that was the trade idea there. We would have gotten tapped in if I was quicker. However, it's okay. But now I kind of like the bullish here. I like the bullish side. It depends if we can close above this wick here, and then maybe we could take the midpoint of said wick. But actually, the better wick to take would be this little tiny guy right here. Which we actually missed the fill on the 15-second on that. So I would say that this play here is off the table for being safe, just because the 15 is already tapped into it. So yeah. The good news is, however, is that we are going to be profitable. Actually, that's not true because my loss limit's 300, so that was a lie. So now we grab the new order block here, and I'll show you my entry model on the 15 seconds. So this needs to close below, and then which it does, and we're too slow, we miss our fill. But basically, once a 15-second closes below the mean threshold of a 1-minute order block, I really like shorting that. Shout out to my boy Jesse for putting me onto that. I do trade in a group. It's not like a mentorship, it's just a group of guys that kind of started doing their own thing. There's about 8 of us, and one of them, his name is Jesse, and he kind of showed me this entry model, and I really like it. I mean, you can see we tap into that level perfectly as soon as we close on it right here. So we close below it, come back in, tap into it, and I mean, it's a very beautiful entry model. Could get filled here, but it's not very high probability. I'd rather wait for something because right now we're just in a chopping range. Ugh, excuse me. But I mean, we are rejecting off the mean threshold here. However, I just don't really see an entry for something for me to go short off of quite yet. And this is honestly a sus wick to the upside. We sweep some internal liquidity here. So honestly, I really could see this next candle just getting really aggressive to the upside. Let's see. So if I was to take something like that, the entry would be there, and that is now off the table. So now we just have to sit here and wait. Clearly, our entry mechanic, we would have gotten break even if we took it on the 15 second. So it was a 1 minute retap, which would have gotten us break even on it, unfortunately. And I also don't have the confidence to take this here just because we're in such a range. So I'm kind of happy that I'm out of this, even though I did miss a very nice drop down. Because now it's kind of anybody's ball game here. Normally these big candles get bought up, but with a trending down day, it's more unlikely for that to happen. So let's see. If I was to take something down here, it's just so not probable for it to play out how I would want it to. So I really have to wait for some type of pushback up to get involved. This is kind of the shitty thing about trading, is that you have to just sit here and wait. And that's something that I struggle with, is because I am a very high frequency break even trader, I can pretty much take an entry anywhere and almost guarantee that I'll get break even on it. And because I have that ingrained in the back of my head, it makes everything look good, but not everything is good. So let's see. So here honestly could be a pretty good play short just to catch a continuation. Let's see. We're not really closing above this mean threshold here. I'm going to go ahead and put on the order. We're not filled. We just got filled. We might get murdered here, but now we did get presented break even, so I put this on break even now. And let's see if we can extract some juice from this. So the trade here was here, but really my stop loss, and like I said, I got break even already. However, I do think this thing probably runs lower into the downside. If we look at a 15-minute chart, we could probably identify the liquidity, which is down here, right here, and then really far down here as well. So those are kind of our targets. So maybe it wasn't a good break even, but like I said, on a day where it's just super expansive like this, you kind of just have to take break even trades or you will get fucking wrecked. And I would rather take something break even than get absolutely destroyed. So let's see what happens here. There's the first liquidity. We should get a potential pullback off of this. We'll see. But yeah, these are the targets here. And we will go from there. And the thing about like trading that kind of sucks in my opinion is you'll get filled, you'll get break even, and then your ideas will play out. And you just have to sit there and wait because if you unoptimize your entry techniques and you start chasing this, then that's like where you'll get in trouble. For example, this next candle here could be very bullish to the upside because we did have that sweep of liquidity. So then you're expecting some type of retracement. You have this really large fair value gap here. So you kind of just have to wait. Also, this candle not having a wick on the top is extremely sus to me. We are rejecting off of liquidity though. So right here, this could be a possible 3 candle roll, which what a 3 candle roll is, it's created by Sean, who's another member of the group that I'm a part of. Basically, what you want to see is the entry would be here, the midpoint of this. This is a failed 3 candle roll. But you would take this expecting it to reverse, and then your stop loss, it would be an entry like this. This hasn't failed yet per se, but it'd be something like that. And with that push down there, I wouldn't have been comfortable with it. But as you can see, liquidity sweep here off of this 71 level. 3 candle, stop loss at the bottom, middle candle, expecting this to bounce to the midpoint of the previous candle here for the first 3 candle roll. You take that, now we're break even, and then we're trying to come back up into the range minimum. But with this being so bearish and so close to, further liquidity, I would rather wait to attack these lows here. Just personally. And we're really about to see here if we're going to get a run off of this liquidity. We did close above it, or below it actually. So we closed below it, but now we're pushed back up above it. So we are going to see here how things are going to develop. If I'm looking for shorts, it would be off of the liquidity like this type of play. However, this wick here is kind of sus to me. I might queue an order, just depends. We need to get below it on the 15-second, and then I would put my order on, which we're not. So I'd say that longs are on the table for now. Let me just get a couple position sizers ready here and all queued up and nice. But yeah, it's a pretty great long opportunity down here. The stop though would have to be super wide, and with candles being this big, like I said, I don't really love it. So no wick here. We put a wick on top. This thing probably reverses, so we can go ahead and get our order block theorem mapped out here. And basically, if this 15-second closes below this, then we would look to get a wick entry back in top of it, back in it. So it would be something like this. And it has to close below it on a 15 and look nice. So we're actually holding it, which makes it seem to me that we're going to be bullish again. So, like I said, we're just waiting here. Nothing yet. Although I do like that we do have this wick here. You can tell that it's starting to move pretty good. Still waiting though. And now we have the order on. We are not filled. We're filled here. And instantly get tapped out because of the position sizing, the automatic one. I wasn't able to do that, so we did take an L right there. However, I'm still favorable of bearish price action, but like I said, we have to wait here. Once we get below that one more time and close it, then I will put on the order again. And it looks like that we're actually going to miss our opportunity here, unfortunately. Like I said, with these candles being too big, my actual stop would be on top of this, which as you can see would be a very safe stop. But these candles are fucking massive, so we really just have to go with what the punches are throwing us. Maybe we can get tapped in here. Let's see. And it doesn't look like that we are. Maybe we will. I don't think I love this anymore, if I'm going to be honest. Just because it's kind of sus. This wick here just seems like something that could run and be used as support later on. But we will see. I'm just going to hold an order up here for now. Basically, if this is going to play out, then next candle just has to die. And it doesn't really look like that's going to be the play out. But I would take it off of this. This wick here normally gets ran. Stop loss would be above here. Yeah, I'm going to give it a go. And once again, was not able to move my stop. But this thing should run. So we're actually minus $56 on the day. I'm really forcing myself to be risked, like, accordingly. But you can see if my stop loss was where I wanted it to be here, we would still be in this trade, and this thing is easily going to go down here and crush these lows. It's just unfortunate with the size of the day, but oh well. We lost $56 today, and that's it for all the accounts. So from there, I will be back tomorrow. Yeah.